Alright guys, it's Jeremy from Disciples Garage. I was just going to make a short video on my first time buffing a truck. I shouldn't really say it's my first time. My dad used to have a little side business, kind of little deal on the side where me and him would go buff cars when I was in, I was probably junior high then. And that was about the time we'd train horses in the summer when I was off school and stuff. And then we'd also buff cars. It was for like one summer, I don't know, he was trying to make some extra money or something. And he used to make up his own compound. He used to take I don't know what he used to do. He used to take the heavier grit stuff and he used to thin it out with regular polish, mix polish in with the compound and thin it out and make a lot more. I just talked to him a little bit ago, and he said he didn't really know if it, if it saved money by doing it that way. That's just how he was taught how to do it. So, but back then, it's like we just, get a high-speed buffer, with a wool pad and your mixture of compound, whatever you're using, and you buff the whole car. And usually we'd buff the whole thing and throw another pad on, same kind of pad and same compound, and buff the whole thing again, and that was the buff job. And usually we used to thought they used to come out pretty nice, and the homeowner, the car owners always thought they came out good too. So we never had a problem doing it that way. But with everything always advancing in the shops and stuff, now you get the 3M 3-stage system with the 3 different pads and the foam and the black foam and the white foam, and so I kind of did a little compromise here. I could have bought $120 buffer and 3 packs of pads. The foam ones are about 25 bucks a pack, and so that would have been 50 bucks for the 2 different foam colors that I need, the white and the black. And then a nice wool one's about 11 bucks. So I'd spent about 60 bucks on pads. At the least I could have got a decent buffer for 120 bucks. So I'd be at 200 there. And then the 3-step system from 3M is about, give or take a little on account and not off account and stuff, about 25 bucks a bottle. Well, about 30 bucks figure for the 2 regular compounds, and that'd be the black one would be the cutting one, and then the second stage I think is the yellow bottle, or I'm not sure how it works, but there's 3 stages. The 2 first stages are about between 25 and 30 bucks, and then the pink bottle of Finesse, I think it is, or it's either Finesse it or whatever it's called. There's another one too, because there's some like Perfect It. That's what it is. There's Finesse It 2 I seen. It's called Finesse It 2. It's in a white and black bottle. Never seen it before on YouTube. And they actually had that on the shelf at O'Reilly's in the back anyway. And then they have the more popular pink bottle that I believe is the Perfect It, which is the stuff everybody raves about. So, and they wanted to charge me, I think it was $53 for the bottle of Perfect It at Napa, and I think I can get it on the count at O'Reilly's for 35 bucks, I think it was. So that's a pretty big difference there. But so we're talking about another 3.6, about another 90 to $100 just in the compounds, just those 3 bottles of compounds. So I wasn't really looking to spend $300 on buffing this truck out. The problems that we've been talking about, and everybody's reminded me again, which is completely fine. I mean, this is all stuff, I am fully aware. I'm one of those where I got the book smarts of it all the way down. Now I'm learning the street smart sides of it and getting used to it and getting a routine down. While there's so many things to be remembered, I miss a step here, miss something there, or screwed something up here, and this is my end result. So I got a few things I should probably fix to make it perfect. do I really care if this car is perfect, this truck's perfect? Not really. So I don't know. I mean, as far as paint goes and the fade and the color and stuff, I mean, yeah, I think it sucks that, you know, the extended cab there looks lighter than the door. But, you know, that's just my mistake. I mean, the blend was supposed to go, you know, about under the mirror there. The blend was supposed to stop there. As I was spraying it out like this right here, I was spraying it out. This is what I'm guessing anyway, because I found a bunch of crap all over in the middle of the panel. Just looked like crap. I didn't know what it was, so I started hitting it with wet gray Scotch-Brite, you know, and that seemed to remove a lot of it, but it was still in the paint. I could still see it, so I'm like, I need to cover that with base all the way out to here. And for some reason, the doorknob, the door handles were all taped off. Okay, and I was just supposed to blend into the panel over here, and I think maybe a combination of that being taped off, this door was completely taped off, the door jambs on the top and on the bottom, everything was all completely taped off, the mirror, everything was ready to rock. So when I came to, and then, you know, everything was going bad, and everything was going wrong and whatever, and in the midst of all that, I started spraying, like, screw it, man, I'm just gonna spray this whole door, you know, screw it, I'm sick of this shit, so just spray it, just load it on. So I sprayed the whole door, and that's what you get. You get two different color doors side by side. So if I would have taken a second and thought about it, maybe got some sleep the night before and had a clear head about it, I would have tore the paper off this door and either blended into the door or also painted the door as well, you know. You know, I could get by with these two being, you know, this little section right here being a little off. I mean, that'd be a lot less noticeable. That's pretty much what the other side is, and you don't notice it on the other side, but you can notice that. So so yeah, that's my little recap there. Thanks to Darren for clearing things up with the hand tacks, I call them. That's good to know. I did actually do a little bit of research and look back into the bloodlines, and I guess I'm mainly Italian, so I guess that's not gonna work for me. So I did find my tack rags though. They popped up here finally. I had them in a plastic bag, saving them so that they'd stay tacky, and instead of having them hanging up where they were supposed to be. So I misplaced them during the paint process, and it was already the base coats had already been laid down, and I had already done some wet sanding, and I went around with one of my regular, like, paper towel style paper napkins or whatever, you know, and had wiped it down. So I just figured I'd use the hand tack method, but everybody's on my ass about that one too, so definitely won't be doing that again, guys. Sorry about that. No, it's funny, it's cool when you guys get on my ass about those little things. That's cool, and I really appreciate all the help. You know, there isn't a bone in my body that's gonna be too proud to take advice from anybody out there, just so you guys know. But I did get, you know, a lot of responses and information, you know, that I know, and I just you know, I still appreciate, and it's good to get the feedback, and it's good to get the suggestions, you know, coming from, you know, when it comes from several different people, you know, including Darren and you know, the other guys, you know, that are subscribed to me that I know their shit out there. It's nice to know that, or it's easy for me to make decisions like, man, definitely doing this next time, definitely doing that next time. But, you know, even if I didn't have YouTube, which I do, so I don't, you know, I don't know even why I would use this, but even if I didn't have YouTube, you know, just the experience of a first paint job really teaches you a lot. You know, the actual hands-on spraying it yourself. I actually physically, like, when I do something, like I do siding, construction, all that kind of stuff, so I always see the end result of something that I did at the beginning, you know, when you're framing or you're putting a window, and it's always that first shortcut that you make, you know, that ends up making your fifth and sixth step come out really crappy, and then your final result be a little bit off, and always in the back of your head, like, damn it, you know, if I would have just, you know, taken 5 minutes at the beginning of the project and not been so hasty. But yeah, that's the stuff you learn, and I learned a lot. I learned mainly to I think it was CB Green Bay, like was the one who mentioned that maybe next time I get some sleep and go about this with a little bit clearer head, which is a really good idea. And um, some of the stupid mistakes like forgetting to put my filters in the lines and forgetting about stuff, wouldn't happen. But like I was saying with the building part of it, what's cool about when I was spraying is when I was spraying the passenger side of the truck on the driver's side of the truck on the other side, it's got orange peel all over the door, around the doorknob and stuff, and that's when I was running really low on. That's the other thing that happened. I freaking what did I was because of my stupid circuits in here. I was I was hitting the fans. I had like the two fans on the circuit, and when I plugged them in, they really put a load on the compressor. What I did was I unplugged the compressor to let the fans blow all the fumes out, and then once everything was kind of cleared out, I shut the fans back off. Forgot to turn the compressor back on, and that's when I had some weird pressure coming through the gun, and it was really under pressured. So I think it was blobbing the clear on or something, but that was definitely my cause for the orange peel, because I don't have near the orange peel on this side that I did on the other. I actually got a pretty nice factory looking orange peel. I don't know if you guys can see, but okay. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if you can see it. There's a few droplets of water in there. That's what that is. But, see if you can't get it to where you guys can see the kind of peel I got here. Okay, maybe you can kind of see that. It's a little dirty too. Get some. Yeah, it's got some dirt on it. So I did take it to the car wash. Freaking got dirty just sitting in the driveway. So yeah, orange peel got a little more up here, a little finer. Oh, if you guys can even see that or not. See, there's where I had it back taped, which I shouldn't even done. I should have just freaking had everything taped off and left that open. I don't know why I put the back tape there, but at least it's not a hard edge, I guess. It's a pretty smooth edge, so I'm hoping I can go from there and buff through there and back up to there and make that look decent. That's the plan anyway. So yeah, let's see if I can't screw this door panel up by buffing it out at all. Don't think it makes much of a difference buffing the panel as far as the color goes. It just seems like back when we used to buff cars, it just seemed like, the color really came out a lot better after we buffed it. And what I'm guessing is that, I sit down and think about it, it makes sense to me that, with the clear coat getting all oxidized and whatever washed out or faded, that whiteness that comes to the clear coat obviously is masking the base coat underneath and giving it that faded look. So clearing up that clear coat might bring out a little bit more of the luster, but I can tell that this color is off. I mean, there's more silver, there's more silver in the right panel than there is gold, and there's more gold in the left panel than there is silver. I mean, because this truck is kind of a pewtery, it leans more towards silver, yeah, but it's got that pewter silver or goldish color to it. So and the color was actually that 5011 light driftwood. So got the can on top of the boom box there. My first can of paint sprayed, and it will be a memory, that's for sure. So I'm gonna go ahead and do some quick buffing for you guys. Oh, so I didn't tell you what my plan with the whole $300 setup was. So I finally broke down. You've seen my I don't know. So I probably haven't put my second Harbor Freight haul that I did the other day up yet. I know I haven't. I'll probably get this up before I do that one. So, but I did get a few things. That creeper included, which is sweet. That light, which is sweet, and my buffer. So what I did was, yeah, I got a Harbor Freight buffer, and I'm not ashamed of it. You know, you get what you can get, and you buy within your means. So this is the Drill Master. It's usually listed for $59.99. A lot of times it's on sale for half price for $29.99. So it was on. They were running a half off sale. So I got the polisher for $29.99 with a 20% off coupon as well. So I got another $5 off it too. So I paid $24 for this thing. Okay, it's got variable speed. It's got a trigger set, and you can adjust the variable speed right on the back while the trigger is locked down. And it did come with a wool pad, which skipped me ahead a step, which is nice. Let me see where I can put you guys here. Yeah, gosh, I love this thing. Alright, came with two of these, a 60 grit and a 240 grit. Alright, like flap disc sander things, you know, which is cool. They're hookets too. That's another cool thing about it, it's a hook it. So, and it's also underneath here, it's got a big white foam pad under this wool pad. There's a cheaper wool pad that doesn't have the padding underneath it, so I stuck the white foam pad on first, and then I wrapped the woolen around it just to give it some padding around the edges and stuff, so it don't hurt anything, you know. So I'm considering this a really good buy. I mean, if this thing lasts, you know, if it even, you know, if it would last me a year or two, that'd be great. I could have for $10 bought the 2-year warranty, and for $35, I would have had $35 into this with a 2-year replaceable warranty. Maybe I should have done it, but you know what? I got faith in this tool, and I think it's going to last me a while. I take really good care of my tools for the most part, and so yeah, that's it. That's the way I went to save myself a good $100. And then I also got a wool pad and a white foam pad with it. Okay, so do I go and buy a better wool pad and a black foam pad? No, I'm not gonna waste my time. I'm gonna waste my money. So you know, this is a flipper. So what I did was I was able to get the 3M Super Duty compound, which is the heavier cut stuff. To be the first stuff that I use after the truck's been sanded with 15 and 2000. This says it'll go all the way down to 1200 or 1000 grit scratches and finer. So I mean, I'd probably be able to go ahead and use this right on the 15. But for the time it's going to take me to hit it with the 2000, I might save myself some buffing time. So that'll be what I hit it with first. I was able to pick this up on my account for like 18 bucks. 18 bucks. Okay, and then I needed some Perfected or some Finesse or whatever, you know, the really nice thinner stuff. It's actually more expensive, but I mean, in all reality, it's just got less sand in it, or smaller sand particles, you know, or whatever the media is that they put in it. But instead of dropping the $40 or whatever it was going to be, I just went ahead and spent 12 bucks on some McGuires Machine Glaze. Okay, and this is the light cut all the way down to 0 here. They got a little gauge, you know, for how much cut this stuff has. So this is the mirror glaze. So I mean, compound, to me, compound is freaking compound. It's polished with sand in it, you know. I mean, it looks exactly the same. It smells exactly the same. You know, you can feel this stuff and feel the sand in it between your fingers, and this stuff feels, you know, pretty much like a polish. So what I'm gonna do, get it down to 2000, buff it with the wool pad and the grit, the higher grit stuff, obviously, to get all of those major scratches out and get it down pretty decent. And then what I think would almost be a better idea would be to jump to the foam pad, okay, and still use this stuff. I don't know if that would screw anything up or not, but to use this with the foam pad first, and then use the McGuires in the foam pad last. But thing is I only got one of those foam pads, so it's going to be a 2-step process instead of a 3-step 3M process. You know, I'm just cutting one of the steps out and we'll see how good it looks. I mean, and that's about all me and my dad used to do right there, was that. And then I think he might have used a little bit different, like stuff more like this and a regular wool pad again. But so it'll be this and the wool pad, and then it'll be this and the foam pad. So I'll show you guys how it comes out, and I'm gonna work on this extended cab door right here, as you can see. So yeah, kind of beat. Went to the chiropractor. So I got these pulled muscles in my freaking shoulder blade. It sucks. So you know, I apologize for not giving you a comedic stand-up presentation that you deserve. But I'm gonna buff something for the first time. I'll probably screw something up. That'll be entertaining, right? Alright, well, I'm gonna start things off tonight first by you know, trying not to screw the first thing up, which is messing these moldings up. So, are you guys impressed yet? Put some tape on. Let's see what I'm doing here. Sandpaper into it. So, oh yeah, I want to put a couple of things on here. I heard someone saying, you know, gosh, who was it? Who was one of you guys? I don't know if it's Darren or not. Or no, it was Shoe. That's who it was. Saying, you know, those guys screwed up his moldings and stuff on some car parts or something. He was saying, gosh, at least they could have done is throw a layer of duct tape on there, you know, or 3 coats of, or 3 layers of masking tape. Well, that's why I'm putting 3 layers on, because it's on my shoe. That's why. And this is the cheapest, crappiest duct tape, masking tape that you can buy, made by duct tape. So that's what I use that crap for. Alright, I'm gonna get this buffer. Alright, I don't know what you guys do. I haven't really watched a whole lot of buffing videos, but I just kind of think back and use my head too at the same time, and just kind of remember how we used to do things, kind of wipe the stuff off and give it to her. You know what I mean, man? Yeah. Give it to the truck or the panel that we're talking about here. Get your minds out of the gutter. I'm gonna wipe my window off. That's nice. I got some dirt in my sponge now. Yeah, I don't want to be buffing with dirt, you know? I just use the back side. Don't bitch at me. That was the opposite side of my back. I don't know. We used to always have a spray bottle of water too, and we kind of spray it on the pad a little bit, just a little water. It'll probably pop right out. Alright. I have no idea what the RPMs are. I want to keep around 15 or 17, right around there. I know that. So if that's 3,000, and that's like 200. What do you guys think? guessing that's somewhere around 15-ish. Alright. Do like Darren does and I probably gotta be Cuban to do that too, I don't know. This is the way we used to just go like that. Set it aside. You want to stay away from those edges as much as possible. Sometimes I just kind of jump over it really quick and hit that side and kind of jump back. Okay. So yeah, I don't know if you heard me. I know I've got to stay away from those edges as much as possible and the curves and everything. Don't want to burn nothing up here, but maybe one more time wouldn't hurt. I don't know. Used a little too much that first time. Could have been the water too. That water seems to help that stuff spread out nice or something. I think that's maybe another reason behind it too. I can't remember. Alright, that's that. We'll switch this pad out and might even try cleaning it before I take it out. See, I kind of turned the speed up a little there so I could move faster. I started to kind of get a feel for, how fast I could move at that speed. And, everybody says, obviously you don't want to be, have it flat on your panel. Obviously you don't want to have it up on one corner because you can burn through sticking it down like that. And, but the same, applies to putting it flat too. I mean, everybody says make sure you put it flat. Well, you can't I don't care what anybody says, I can't put my DA or a buffer or anything that spins flat on a panel without it moving weird all over the place, you know what I'm saying? And there's got to be a little bit of a tilt there. Got to be a slight tilt to it. So when my slight tilt, it reveals about this much of the pad of the back side here. So if it looked like I was burning into this door a lot, I wasn't. I was coming up about, a couple inches past on the pad here where it was not tight down to the body panel. And I could see as I'm going this way and letting go, I could see where it was coming up, where it was coming out to. So just FYI, let you know that I was aware of a few things there. But yeah, curious to hit it with that other now, see what that makes it do. So I have learned this about the different step systems, that it is pretty important to get all that grit out of there from the heavier stuff, especially in my situation where I'm going to be jumping from coarse grit to fine grit. So I think it's a medium. It might be heavier than a medium too. That 3-inch. I'm pretty sure that's heavier than a medium. I'm jumping straight to that fine stuff. I got to get all that grit off of there. I don't want the buffer picking up anything, and taking me backwards, while I'm trying to buff with the really fine stuff. So yeah. Yep. Stuff in there. Materials. Wash that off. I'm gonna go run around looking for my shit. Wow! See what the hell this thing is all about. So I don't have any. I didn't want to use the paper towels on it now. Probably, right? Because it's probably could get scratched with that stuff. Those are like the they're like the paper towels like you get in a bathroom, Doesn't absorb very freaking fast, that's for sure. Not as amazing as in the video. These are the knockoff ones from the dollar store. And they got a thing on the side that says they have seen on TV. And then they got a guy with the headset, with the big ball in front of his face, with a thumbs up. But it's not the ShamWow guy. It's some intruder. I don't know who that guy is. As seen on TV, I haven't seen that guy on TV. So, wow, I didn't change the color of the paint. That's to be expected. So yeah, I don't know if from hitting it from different angles changes anything. But, it's one of those things. Wow, that looks really bad from back here. Yeah, buffing does not change does not repaint your truck for you. Let's get that. Oh my gosh, it looks really bad back here on camera. Anyway, I'm looking at it through the camera, and then I look up, and it's not as freaking bad as it looks like on camera. But damn, it looks like silver and gold. Silver and gold. Huh. Yeah, boys. I think we all know what needs to be done here. Guy's gonna come walking around this truck and be like, "Oh yeah, you just said you painted it, huh? Oh yeah, that's great. So let me guess, you missed a panel, or you missed half the truck." So I worked on this and got that line out kinda on some spots, and then I blew through to the freaking primer. So, yep, or to the base coat anyway, right there. Pretty sure that's primer. That's pretty dark. So yeah, it's darker on the edges, and then it's light kind of through the middle. So I'm guessing that's the primer. You guys see how my line's down here, and the body line's up here? I followed my freaking finger on that tape. I watched it when I peeled it up and peeled it back, and I seen I was on the freaking tape. I'm guessing, like I said, I was spraying from up here and not spraying pointing up here from the bottom or something. But my line is freaking half-inch lower than where it's supposed to be right there. That was not the tape. And then as you get over here, where I was kind of coming up from the bottom and kind of spraying a little bit, that came all the way up to the line right here. And it just gradually went down. So yeah, that looks like ass too. Got some orange peel in the paint there. You can see that stuff really good because I hit that with the sander. So, all right, thing's telling me the battery's dead. So there's my short little buff video. I mean, the panel actually does shine really nice. The clear coat's a match. And if you stand back here and look at the shine, I don't know if you can see it in camera, but the shines look really good to where this wasn't quite as shiny. I did notice that. So that's cool. It feels really smooth too. Feels really nice. Like it feels like new clear coat, basically. So yeah, that's cool. It's just it just needs a paint job is all. Just a quick little paint job, and as Pisser would say, a little. We should have her. We paid the hood anyway, right? So looks like I'm off to buy some more paint, like maybe a pint or whatever. Maybe even a pint of clear coat. I should just buy a whole thing of clear coat, but my budget's shot. All the shit on this job. I'm done. I cannot spend any more money on this thing, and I still have a $60 O2 sensor to replace. So yeah, we're scraping the bottom of the barrel here, and this thing's going up. This thing's getting listed tomorrow. No bones about it. So I expect it to be listed and sold within 4 days. If it goes any longer, that's just how much longer I'm going to be broke, I guess. It's now the 20-somethingth, and I know it's getting close to the end of the month, that's for sure. Rent's coming up. Just like Tom's Wonderful World was saying, you got to get these in and get them out because the rent comes at the end of every month, whether you like it or not. So, very true. So, you guys have a blessed night, and send me some pointers if you want. But I know what I got to do. You know, I got to blend this door. I at least got to blend halfway into the door. If not, the whole, just paint the whole damn door and then blend this little corner. Maybe blend, you know, and let the overspray kind of go over this a little bit because there's a pretty big gap here. So, and then paint the hood. Yeah, that's all there is to it. Spray coat a base on the hood and then 2 coats of clear. That's what I want to do. Might even have to go 2 coats of base. I don't know. Stuff doesn't cover for very good. All right, thanks guys. Thanks for all the help. Thanks for the input. Thanks YouTube. Thanks Garage Gang. Thanks all the guys that taught me what I'm doing, but aren't taking credit for what I'm doing. All right, we'll see you guys.